Hey, have you ever considered that you might be so much better than you think you are? Quite often as a musician, I find myself playing something and thinking, it sounds terrible, there's nothing good about what I'm doing here. I can't possibly put this on social media, on Instagram or YouTube or anything. It just sounds rubbish. And then you do this thing of looking at other musicians on your Instagram and you think, oh look, they've put up a new video again, they've done another live video, and you're like, it sounds great, no wonder they're like got so many more followers than I do. And you start to feel that kind of like, well, I'm missing out here, and I can't be good enough, and maybe I should consider retraining in another job, just get an office job or something that's not requiring me to hone in on my performance skills. But let me just tackle those three things on the head a little bit, okay? First of all, you perceive yourself according to your insecurities. Quite often, we are more aware of what we're not good at, whereas we really should be more aware of what we are good at. I think it was Vincent van Gogh who said, if people focused on the things they were good at, they would shine so much more, or something like that. That's not an exact quote, I apologize. But it's this thing of, know your strengths, work on your strengths. Obviously your weaknesses are things that you do need to work on, but focus on those things that you're really good at in the present and move forward with that. I've found personally that my improvisation skills are probably better than my own reading skills, and that's honest evaluation there. And so quite often you'll find on my Instagram posts there are a lot more improvisation things, and that's just so that I keep my posts going and so that I keep putting out creative material, so that people who are interested in that kind of creative art will follow me. But I am also working on my reading skills, my ensemble playing. I've got a trio, I play in various ensemble groups to build on my reading skills and all of these various other elements that I feel weaker at. Secondly, we perceive in negatives as not a good thing. Two, don't compare yourself to others. This is a big trap. I was reading recently in a book by Mark Manson about Dave Mustaine from Megadeth and his kind of driving energy when he was kicked out of Metallica. His driving force for becoming great was revenge, and this ended up in a really bad thing for him, because his success as being one of the greatest rock metal bands, Megadeth, didn't satisfy him, because he realized Metallica still had so many more hit records than Megadeth, and so he wasn't truly fulfilled in his position of what most normal people consider and measure as successful musical career, because it still paled in comparison to Metallica. And so really, actually, my encouragement there is don't compare yourself. Success is relative. It really is. The same thing of the original drummer of the Beatles. He was kicked out of the band and went into a spiral of depression. But later in his older life, it was said that he lived a far more fulfilling life because he found the values in family and in living for the things that really matter. And he ended up having happier relationships than perhaps those who spent many more years in the Beatles did, but in a shorter space of time than they finally did. And thirdly, get around people, play to people, post that thing that you're thinking, this sounds a bit rubbish, but I'm going to post it anyway. Take that step of courage. And you'll find that quite often you get so much more encouragement than you were expecting. And that's because you, again, perceiving yourself against the measure of other people and against the measure of your insecurity. And you need to cut that out. Stop doing it. Okay, you're better than you think. And this is why we were built for community, because we can learn from other people.